You know how it goes. If you doubt about any of Samsung's rumors, wait for the company to pretty much confirm it. As yes, when it comes to certain aspects that include the price hike of the Galaxy Z Flip 5, let's just say that we now have official information. Reports of the OnePlus Open claim dates and specifications, though I'm not sure how hot it is. And what about if Samsung actually has a smarter strategy for its Fan Edition? Sort of, this year. I'm Jaime Rivera, and if you're already watching this while you relax, then I don't need to remind you what day it is. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today is, again, non-existent, but let's start the video with Samsung since we have new details about the specifications of the Galaxy S23 FE. It seems the Fan Edition model will arrive during this year's third quarter, and some Geekbench runs revealed some details. Apparently, the new model won't use the same chipset globally, thank God. It'll depend on your region, so apparently the global variant will have a 4nm Exynos 2200 with 8 gigs of RAM, which was the same chipset that we got with the Galaxy S22 Ultra, which, it was heavily criticized for being less energy efficient. Now, on the other hand, in the United States, the S23 FE will be based on the better regarded Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chipset, also paired with 8 gigs of RAM. Now, as part of the rest of the specs, we hear that it'll have a 6.4-inch 120Hz AMOLED display, a 4500 mAh battery with 25-watt charging, and the 50-megapixel main camera. Now let's just see how Fan Edition is the price tag. Moving on, let's talk about OnePlus because it seems like we finally have a date for their first foldable. According to Max Jambor, the OnePlus Open will be launched on August 29. An event is expected to happen in New York City and be broadcast online, and then it will become available online. Now, spec-wise, it is reported that this device will have a 6.3-inch 120Hz AMOLED cover screen and the 7.8-inch 120Hz folding screen. It will be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 with 512 gigs of storage and 16 gigs of RAM, and yeah, you heard all that right. In the camera department, we hear it'll have a 50-megapixel Sony IMX890 main sensor, which isn't great, a 48-megapixel IMX581 ultra-wide, and the 64-megapixel telephoto. The report also mentions that we're getting a 4800 mAh battery with 67-watt charging. Now, as for the design, last week we saw CAD renders that showcased the outward folding design similar to the Galaxy Z Fold 4 and Vivo X Fold 2. We also have reports claiming that this will be the same design that Oppo will bring with the Find N3, which is expected to remain exclusive to China. All we need now is for OnePlus to get back to its cool limelight, because I don't know about you, but I've kind of noticed that the company's dropped off. We'll see. Moving on, let's actually stick to OnePlus, but now switch into a bit of what else is coming down the pipeline since we have new renders that reveal interesting details on their next flagship. As always, OnLeak shared a batch of new CAD renders of the OnePlus 12, which is likely to arrive early next year. At a first glance, it seems like most of the design will remain the same except for some tweaks as a result of a couple of new additions. One of the main changes comes on the camera module, where we can see the periscopic zoom lens, confirming previous rumors. There's no word on the optical zoom capabilities, but it is rumored to be a 64-megapixel main sensor inside, which sounds a lot like the foldable as well. Now on the front, we also see changes. The selfie camera is moved from the left corner over to the center, and as for the rest of the specs, we still don't have much, but it's rumored to be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 if that's going to be it, and then SmartPrix also mentioned that we could see wireless charging make a comeback. Anyways, we're basically 6 months away from the official launch, so stay tuned because we'll probably learn a lot about this device in the upcoming months. And finally, for the most interesting news today, let's talk about Samsung once again, because if you can't trust leakers, you know who else to call, as we're getting closer to Unpacked. Okay, so 2 days ago we reported a possible price hike of $100 or 100 euros on both the Z Fold 5 and Z Flip 5, and now, instead of having to contradict rumors, we get further confirmation of this price bump from none other than Samsung itself. Sort of. Samsung Romania is running a promotion that will give away 10 Galaxy Z Flip 5s to customers who pre-register between July 26th and August 2nd, and wait for it. With this promo, there's obviously a PDF with the terms and conditions, which happen to include the price of the items being given out. According to the document, the Z Flip 5 will be priced at RON 65.99, which converted is 1,335 euros, and for comparison, the Z Flip 4 at 256 gigs was 5,700, which is a 16% price bump over last year. So yeah, I guess we could assume there is a global price hike. Now, speaking of the flagship, images of the Z Fold 5 dummy surfaced today, and there's really nothing new. It basically is just confirming everything that we've seen when it comes to design, meaning that it looks almost the same, but now folds flat. Anyways, in today's question, let us know, are you willing to pay more for any of Samsung's next foldables? Because in my case, I love the phones, and I feel that I would, but I already bought some units last year. That's how much I believed in this form factor. Even if I did get review units, sure, but I bought my own. And it's a lot of money to want to do it a second time if the changes aren't significant. That's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me state the obvious. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.